The boy sprayed white paint on his head and drew black scars on his face, all to imitate Black Jack and treat Giant's little sister. It turned out that Giant's sister had severe tuberculosis. His sister Reiko happened to have heard stories about Black Jack and begged her brother to find Black Jack to treat her. Giant knew that with his family's income, they could never afford Black Jack, but Reiko's condition was getting worse and she needed to go to the hospital for examination. But without Black Jack, Reiko refused to go to the hospital. Eventually, Reiko was still taken away due to her serious illness. Giant remembered his sister's wish, and he was willing to do everything to help her achieve it. Giant searched for countless people who had been treated by Black Jack, asking them what Black Jack actually looked like. Through descriptions from many people, he roughly knew his appearance. At school, Giant sat in a daze, completely lost. When he passed by the drama club, he happened to see Kid performing in a play. Suddenly he had a flash of inspiration. He begged Kid to play Black Jack and treat his sister. Because he was often bullied by Giant, Kid wanted to refuse, but seeing Giant's pitiful appearance, he agreed anyway. Giant first dressed up Kid, then the two secretly sneaked into his sister's hospital room. Giant proudly introduced Black Jack to Reiko. Kid also began to pretend to examine Reiko's body. However, because he was too nervous, the tools fell all over the floor. Then he told Reiko there was no major problem and said he would instruct the doctors here to treat her well. Sure enough, Reiko believed it was true. He thought this would be a one-time performance, but unexpectedly, Giant came to find Kid every day after that. Each time, Giant would stand guard at the door to avoid being discovered by other doctors. But this was not a long-term solution after all. On this day, Reiko finally became suspicious of Kid because he always said her illness was gradually improving, but other doctors said there was no better way except surgery. Reiko thought Black Jack was unwilling to operate on her and began to cry and make a fuss, even having a big fight with Giant. Kid had no choice but to say he needed 100 million yen for the surgery fee to treat her. Reiko was scared when she heard such a large amount of money, but unexpectedly, the real Black Jack was behind them at that moment. It turned out that the director knew about Reiko's obsession with Black Jack and specially invited Black Jack for her. Black Jack agreed to help with the surgery, but he really wanted 100 million yen for the surgery fee. Giant believed it was true and said he would spend his whole life paying back this money. As a result, through Kid's bargaining, Black Jack agreed to operate on Reiko for 1,000 yen. When Black Jack went to prepare, Reiko already knew that Kid was found by her brother to deceive her. She was very grateful to her brother and to Kid who worked hard to act. Soon Black Jack's surgery began. He determined that Reiko's tuberculosis was caused by bacterial infection, but with him there, all problems would be solved.